I'm Toni Fein, and I'm happy to be reading a story with you today. What do you think this book is going to be about? What do you see on the cover? Some grass and some leaves, a couple of tiny flowers, and there's one small creature. Can you spot the creature? A little green caterpillar. That kind of caterpillar is called an inchworm. And the title says, Inch by Inch. The author is Lionni. And there's a medal on the front, a picture of a medal. That's the Caldecott medal. And that's a honor for books that are the year they're published. If people that read those books think those are especially good books, they'll give them a Caldecott medal or a Caldecott honor. And it can be a hint that, ooh, that might be a really good book. Let's take a look. That's what I saw, and so let's take a look. What do you think this inchworm is going to do in this story? Inch by inch. There's a little inchworm. It says, one day, a hungry robin saw an inchworm, green as an emerald, sitting on a twig. He was about to gobble him up. Look at that sharp beak. Snap, 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 snap. It's very close to the inchworm. Oh dear. Do you think our inchworm is going to get eaten up right away? It's the very beginning of the story. Usually bad things don't happen at the very beginning of the story. Who would the story be about if the inchworm got eaten up? My guess is that it won't get eaten up. Shall we read it and see? What do you think? One day, a hungry robin saw an inchworm, green as an emerald, sitting on a twig. He was about to gobble him up. The inchworm said, "Don't eat me. I am an inchworm. I am useful. I measure things." "Is that so?" said the robin. "Then measure my tail." How do you think the inchworm measures things? Inchworms lift up their front legs and put them down, lift them up and put them down. And each time they take a step, that's about an inch. Shall we see? The inchworm started here, picked his foot up and measured 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch. "That's easy," said the inchworm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inches. And took 5 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to measure the robin's tail. "Just think," said the robin, "my tail is 5 inches long." And with the inchworm, he flew to where other birds needed to be measured. I guess other people were interested in finding out how big they are. Do you like to get measured? Do your mom or your dad ever measure you, or your doctor? You see how tall you've gotten, how much you've grown? Birds like to be measured too, I guess. Can you find the inchworm? There it is, riding on the robin's back as the robin is flying off to find more birds to be measured. It's a pretty useful inchworm. Oh my goodness. The inchworm measured the neck of a flamingo. Flamingos have very long necks, don't they? How many inches do you think that might be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, maybe 18 inches. It's a little hard to measure just pretending to be an inchworm, because I'm not really an inchworm, but I can pretend to be an inchworm. Can you pretend to be an inchworm? Measure along, take your hand. Here's my little inchworm. My feet are together and I put them apart. That's 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, 4 inch. Are you doing it? 5 inches? How many inches is your hand when you measure your hand? You have a pretty big hand. If you measure your mom or your dad's hand, is it even bigger? The inchworm measured the neck of the flamingo all the way around. That's a lot of measuring. Then he measured the toucan's beak. A toucan has a pretty big beak, doesn't it? And bright colors, too. Look at all the colors on that toucan. It has orange and green and blue. It has a yellow throat with a red patch. It's quite a beautiful bird, and it has a long beak. So we measure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 8 inches. That's a very big beak. It's a lot bigger than your nose, isn't it? How many inches on your nose? Not even 1. Then he measured the legs of the heron. There he is, working his way down, measure, measure, measure. And the heron looks very interested. Watching the heron. Then he measured the tail feathers of a pheasant. There he is, working away, measuring, counting out the inches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Are you counting with me? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 inches of feathers. That's a lot. A long tail. And then he measured the whole hummingbird. Hummingbirds are very small, aren't they? You could put a hummingbird in your hand, and it wouldn't even fill up your whole hand. It looks like the hummingbird is only 1, 2, 3 inches. Maybe if you measure the beak, that's the 4 inches. That's pretty small. Very measuring the whole hummingbird. One morning, the nightingale met the inchworm. There's the nightingale. And said, "Measure my song," said the nightingale. Is that a nice way to ask? I didn't hear a please there, did you? Not sure. I think this nightingale is too nice. The nightingale said, "Measure my song." "But how can I do that?" said the inchworm. "I measure things, not songs." Is there anything to measure about a song? It's hard. I don't think so. "Measure my song, or I'll eat you for breakfast," said the nightingale. Oh my goodness, that's not very nice. Measure my song, or I'll eat you for breakfast? And how do you measure a song? Songs can't be measured. Oh dear, what is the inchworm going to do? There he is, looking. Maybe he's thinking, "Measure my song, or I'll eat you for breakfast," said the nightingale. Then the inchworm had an idea. "I'll try," he said. "You go ahead and sing." What do you think he's going to do? The nightingale sang. There's the nightingale singing. He's singing so loudly he's closed his eyes. La, 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 la. His mouth is wide open, and he's singing away. The nightingale sang, and the inchworm measured away. He started out at the top of this piece of grass, and he's going 1, 2, 3. He measured away. He measured and measured. Oh my goodness, he's come all the way down. Can you find him in this picture? He's gotten all the way down to the ground. And he's still measuring. Measure, 2, 3. Should we count the inches? 1, 2, 3, 4. He's keeping going. Can you see the nightingale anymore? I don't don't see the nightingale in this picture. Do you think the nightingale can see the inchworm? That hungry nightingale who said he would eat the inchworm for breakfast? I don't see the nightingale anymore either, do you? And he measured inch by inch. He was over here. Now can you see him? He's measured his way all the way over here. Inch, 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 inch. Measuring his way across. Until he inched out of sight. Can you see the inchworm is just about to leave the picture, isn't he? He's gone inch, inch, inch. How many more inches before he leaves? 1, 2. He's inched right away from the nightingale. That was kind of a clever thing to do for that inchworm, wasn't he? The inchworm said he would try to measure, and he did measure, but he was measuring his path right away from the nightingale, wasn't he? That was kind of a clever little inchworm. He's good at measuring, and he has good ideas too. And that's the end of Inch by Inch. A story of a clever inchworm who is good at measuring and good at escaping. Say goodbye, inchworm. Thanks for reading with me today. I look forward to seeing you soon with a new story. Bye.